Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Tuesday, January the 16th, 2024, and this is my Flosstube episode 109. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. Thank you for stopping by to check me out, to see if I can enable you with a project or two, and to my returning friends, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time I upload a video. I am, well, I got back on Sunday, freshly back from Stitchery, where I was there for the entire week. I had a fabulous time. I do have a bit of sinus, cold, something another, because I can hear myself talking in my ears. I was planning on doing this video on Sunday when I got back, but I was so tired. Retreat fatigue is a real thing. And so I have been resting. I rested on yesterday. As I stitched for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday remembrance, and I have just been getting back into the thralls of being at home with Albert and my daughter, and so it's been pretty nice. I got a lot of stitching done at Stitchery. I'm going to talk about Stitchery first, and then I'm going to go into my regular Flosstube information. And then at the end, there will be some gifts that I did receive at Stitchery. So it'll be a pretty, probably a moderately longer video than what, you know, normally it's like 45 minutes. So we'll see how it goes about. I tried to stay in the moment as much as I could. At Stitchery, I took several classes, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw those classes that I participated in. Miss Susan Coates and Miss Jan Reeder are excellent teachers. And so I took the opportunity to learn some different crafts. The strawberry, which is right there, I learned that. Let me get it down. I should have got it down. Let me get it down and I'll show you. So I'm going to back up a little bit. When I arrived on Monday morning, I got there at 8 o'clock in the morning because I was going to have breakfast with Miss Susan and Miss Jan. And so I arrived at 8 a.m. And when I got there and checked in, I received the first gift, which was this wonderful blanket. Miss Barbara had these all made for all of the attendees. And this is the theme, My Blue Haven, My Blue Haven. So that was the first gift that I received when arriving at Houston Woods. This is the first year that Miss Barbara, has had the Stitchery at, this is the first year that Stitchery was a week-long retreat event. There were people that came in for the entire week. There were people that came in for a couple of days. There were people that came in at the end of the week for the designer. It was just a mix of great people. It was great seeing some people that I only get to see when I'm at Stitchery. So it was great to see them and to spend some time with them. Again, I did not take pictures with a lot of different people. I did take pictures with Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching. But I basically lived in the moment the entire week, which was good for me. I had a great time. So Monday afternoon, the classes started, and the first class was, it must have been the button, and I didn't get my buttons, but it is a button box. And so on the bottom, I have my little frog friend. And then I did the stitches to make the snowflake. And then this is a cap that sits on top of it. And for whatever reason, when I was sewing mine together, I made it wonky. So it just barely fits on there. But I have been lifting it up like that, so it's just off a little bit. So this is a button box, and I need to put buttons in it so that it'll be what it's supposed to be. I'm going to leave it up, since it has a snowflake on it, I'm going to leave it up for the winter season, and then I'll take it down. So then later on that same day, or maybe it was on Tuesday, I can't remember, all the days are blurring in now, because I literally took a class every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then I had to carry over and finish a class because there was a fire alarm. This is the second year in a row that we've had fire alarms at Houston Woods, and so, but all is well, nothing was on fire. We all, exited the building and stood in the freezing cold. It was all good, everything is good, we're all fine. So the next piece that was made was this strawberry. And I learned how to do, they're called open herringbone stitches, which was great. And I put this all together. We really learned how to put the strawberry together with the walnut shells and the fiber fill, how to pack it in there so that you maintain a good shape and it is all nice and firm. So I'm going to look, I have some different spools. I'm going to look and see if I can find a different spool for this. But this is how it came home. And I am very, very excited about it. I actually have another one that I'm going to make. I have a purple strawberry that I'm going to make also. So that was one of the classes. It was a strawberry pin keep. And then I made these. This is called a salt cellar. And I guess back in olden times, maybe, they would put salt in these little glass dishes, and then you would just pinch out of it for the amount of salt that you need. But we used this and made little rosettes with little leaves. And I learned how to do this, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these. These were called, the button one was cute as a button box. And these were called, oh shoot, salt cellars. And then I also made one with on a necklace. I'm trying to get it to focus because there is a French knot that one of my friends, Miss Greta, put in there for me. And of course it's not showing. There we go. So she put a French knot in the middle of it for me, and I was super excited because I wanted a different color. In these three, I put a bead in each one of them. But then in this one, I wanted a French knot. So those were the classes. There were 2 other classes that I did not participate in, and one of them I'm wishing now I had. Miss Susan was putting on a class. It was getting the most out of your overdyed floss class, and I wish I would have taken that class, because you don't know what you don't know until you learn it, or something like that. You never know what you don't know until you don't know, or you know what you know when you don't know. Anyway, I think there's great opportunity to learn more about overdyed floss, and so I wish I would have taken that class. Hopefully, if they do this again next year like this, that would be a very interesting class to take. And then the other class was learning about specialty stitches. Miss Susan's daughter, Caroline, is phenomenal at specialty stitches. She is a needle pointer. And so I would have loved to have learned that class, taken that class also. There was pre-homework for that class, but I didn't sign up for it. So, it worked out very well. And then on Friday, we were introduced to our designer, and I will be putting pictures in here, as I'm sure you all already have heard by now. Beth Seal of Summer House Stitchworks was our guest designer for this year, and she brought a lovely chart. On Saturday, which we received the chart and all of the threads for. We also received a small we received the small on Friday night, and it's in this bag that's overflowing. This was right on top. And here is what the chart looks like. And it was inspired, the border around the chart was inspired by a vintage neckline. There was a neckline and a cuff that she found in an antique shop. And she used the design from the cuff and the neckline of a blouse to make the design for the border around the house. There are specialty stitches in here, so I'm looking forward to trying those out. But the name of the chart is My Blue Haven, and she gave what the inspiration was for the chart. And as it turned out, it was for her grandparents. And so it was a very lovely time. I had a blast. I did miss Albert, but not enough to come back home any earlier. I had a blast. It's always great because I am single, and I live basically by myself. My daughter does live here for as much as I see her. If any of you have adult children, you know, even they could live right in the same house with you and you could barely see them. It was good to spend time with my Stitchy friends and my Stitchy family. That's what I call them. And be out of the house and have a good stitching time. So that is what the Stitch Away Beth Seal, the whole week, I enjoyed it. I hope that she puts the retreat on again for an entire week. It did me good to be away from work and home life and being secluded all the time. It did me really good to be around people and communicating and being a big girl. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, the other class that that's what happens. You take notes, you got to read your notes. So the other class that I took was a what did I do with it? Oh, I learned how to do punch needle. Miss Susan put on a punch needle class, and I am enthralled by it. And so I have all of these punch needle and primitive magazines. Punch needle and primitive stitcher magazines, I think is what it's called. Anyway, I have a bunch of punch needle magazines with punch needle in them. So I am excited. I learned the very basics. This is a tree that I use 2 different colors to make the inside of the tree. And then this is a starfish. And as you can see, I still need some practice. The starfish was the very first one that I worked on. And the lines were like very difficult for me. But I know the error of my ways. And so I'll be able to go back and fix, you know, what the issue was with it. So I'm very excited about learning a new craft. I actually learned 2 new crafts. The little rosette, because this is weaving. You have to weave this in and out of a 5-arm star, 5-arm star. You weave it in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out until you get it to the height or the width that you want it to be. And then I learned how to do punch needle, and I'll be looking for some weaver's cloth so that I can try some other punch needle designs also. I did enjoy it a whole lot, and for my first 2 times doing it, I think it looks really, really, really good. So that was my other class that I learned. Now I'm trying to find places to put everything. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead on and get started into my regular floss tube. And I hope I'm not talking too loud because, like, again, my ears, for whatever reason, are, like, not making it easy for me to talk. So, I did not have any new starts this week. I decided that I would not have a retreat start because I have a lot of starts already going for this year, so I did not do a retreat start. However, when I get ready to do the best seal, you know, I'll start that at some point. So now we're going to go ahead and get into my whips. And for January the 8th, I'm going to read my list off to you because I am still in the throngs of Brrringo. And for the 8th of January, the number 14 was called, and 14 is a whip or a new start of your country's flag colors. And so my country's flag colors are red, white, and blue. So my project is January Cottage by Cottage Needleworks. And here is what that will look like eventually. Well, this is what the model looks like. Mine will not look like this. I did a color conversion on mine to match my birthstone, which is a garnet. And here's a picture of what it looked like when I last showed it to you. And here is where we are now on it. So, since you have seen this last, I have put in, this was also called on the 12th, and it is number 6, a whip or a new start that's part of a series. And of course, she has all the months cottages, so it is also a part of a series. So for those 2 stitching times that I had to put in, I was looking to see if I could find, oh, here we go. Okay, so for the 2 stitching times that I've worked on this, I've put in all of the snow down here. I put in the snowman, his arms, his nose, and the start of the tree. That totals 257 stitches for this time. And it might not be on my board anymore, but we'll see, because this is actually also going to be on my year of whips because I want it finished. I do have another border that goes on down here. The tree needs to be finished, and I still have to put the hat and the buttons on for the snowman. So that is the January cottage. And that was called on January the 8th and January the 12th. Would you believe that I still do not have a Brrringo yet? I was like, this happened to me during AB Singo also. It was like the last couple of days of the month before I ended up getting a bingo. Okay, so the next day was January the 9th. And I actually got this really confused in my head. It is, number 1, stitch on your smallest whip count or fabric count. So I was like, why do I have 1 dozen Quakers down? But then my good friend Carolyn explained to me that I put it down because I'm stitching it on 46 count. So while at the retreat, I pulled it out. And here is what the cover looks like. We are working on section number 2, which is over to here, I believe. So it goes down, I believe. And here's a picture of what mine looked like the last time I showed it to you. And here is where I am now. So I actually have decided that I'm going to finish all of motif number 1, or of this very first motif, and then march across the page. I need this motif in completely in order to get the placement, because all this right here, this and this are all over 1 stitching. And so I need to be able to count and put the over 1 in before I try to do the motif here. This represents a challenge for me, but I can do it. I just need to really focus on it, because 1 over 1 on 46 count is not, I've not tried it. So let me go back and say that I have not tried it before. I know I can do over 1 stitching. I've done it before. I just need to get the mental block out so that I can go ahead on and bust it out and be done with it. But there are now 4 different over 5. So I have to still put this over 1 in. There's there's the second one. There's the third one. There's number 4, and there's number 5. So what I need to do is, in order to get the January section done, I need to go back and do all the over 1 stitching so that I can put this motif and this motif in and stay on track. And I'm going to be doing that hopefully this weekend. as most of you know, if you have you been around a while, you know I do a lot of stitching in the mornings before I go to work. Well, this morning I didn't do any stitching because I literally got out of bed 30 minutes before I was supposed to log on. Retreat hangover, retreat fatigue is a real thing. And I suffer from it greatly, especially being away for a week. You know, you don't get used to, you're not used to the bed, you're not used to this. Like, you know, I had my breathing machine, I had this, I had that. So I need to have morning, which will more than likely be Saturday morning, where I just, you know, the house is quiet, my brain is quiet, and I can just bust those over one stitches out and be done with it, because they're not hard. I know they're not hard, you know, and just because I'm deciding to do it on 46 count, oh well. Did I show y'all my stitching? Yes, I did. I got all caught up and then the thing blopped up. I put in 147 stitches in 1 Dozen Quaker, and that is part of the hashtag Bake Me a Quaker Sal that I am, and a whole bunch of us are doing with EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers. She started this and has broke the chart up into 13 different parts, and well, 12 different parts, but we have 13 months to finish it. We started it in January, or in December, I'm sorry. We started it in December, and we're going all the way through to December 2024. And we will have a finished piece a finished Rosewood Manor at the end of 2024. So I'm looking very much, I'm looking forward to that. Not too quickly though. Like January just got here. The new year just got here. I'm not ready to rush all the way through it. But I do enjoy stitching Rosewood Manor, and so I'm very much looking forward to stitching on it. The motif that the very first motif that I've been working on has been very nice to work on. So I'm looking forward to getting those over one and the other January motifs in before the end of the month. Okay. On January the 10th, the number 12 was called, and number 12 is a WIP or a new start that has the letter of your first or last name. And of course, for me, that is K is for key. And so here's what the motto looks like. And here's a picture of where I was the last time I showed it. And here is where it is now. I have put in 2.5 of the corners before I do the middle. The directions for this pattern say to do all 4 corners before you start in the middle. So I'm going by the directions. So I have added, since you last saw this, it has been called twice for number 12 and number 13. Number 13 was stitch on a piece that someone else chooses for you, and EJ chose this chart for me. So I put in, I believe, all of this corner, all of this is new, and I have come up and put this corner in also. I am using all the called for kit materials. It is a 28 count khaki. The threads are all DMC. This is ecru. And there will be 3 other threads that will be added. after I get finished with the border all the way around. I am loving this piece. I am absolutely loving it. Just the colors of the ecru on top of the khaki makes it look so fine and delicate to me. I am really, really, really enjoying it. I know that Sweetheart Trees are an older chart, so I'll have to start looking for some others. I do know that EJ picked this up when she and Miss Sheila went to Stitchville. So maybe I can contact them and see if they have any others and can maybe send me pictures of what they have, because it's a very nice chart. The chart is easy to read, although it is smaller. I wish I would have blown it up before I started stitching on it. So for K is for key, I put in 229 stitches since you saw it last. My next Brrringo call was on the 11th, and that was number 15, and it is which K is for key, would have probably fit that too, but it says a whip or a new start that is monochromatic. And my monochromatic is The River by Modern Folk Embroidery. And if you recall, I am only doing the basket and the flowers, although I might have changed my mind. It's funny, you go to retreat and then somebody looks at it and is like, well, you know, you could add blah, 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 blah. So we'll see. But here's a picture of where it was, where I last showed it to you. And here is where I am now. So since you've seen it last, I have added this flower. Well, this flower was already added. I added these two leaves, and I have added, this is the handle to the back, to the urn. I put in 104 stitches when this was called. This you will be seeing all year long, as it is on my year of whips, and I want it completed. It is one, I don't do a lot of monochromatic. I haven't in the past. Who knows, I might, you know, up that game. But this is one of the ones that I would really like to get finished this year. I am stitching this on a 14 count Evil Queen by Stitch Me, and it just dawned on me, I don't think I've told y'all any of that for the other projects. 14 count Evil Queen by Stitch Me, and I'm using DMC Blanc for the floss. So I am considering maybe putting in The River That Flows in You also flows in me. I don't know. Or what I could do is just finish this the way that it is. But after looking at this, I like these little motifs up here. And I also like this bottom motif down here. So maybe I could add them together and make my own little samplery thing without... the words get me. I'm not for sure about, I don't understand why, but the words, I don't want to add the words in. But that's where I'm at. So I have a lot to think on when it comes to this chart. after watching the winter, you know, the Christmas chart that he produced for Evertote, and the that Sal that they did, like, I was just enthralled by watching it, and will be trying to get on the list to get it to be in, if he is the one who does the chart for this year's Christmas Sal, trying to get in on it, because it was wonderful. It was amazing to me that so many people kept up on it, and all the different colors. And I am not a mystery project person. That's the only thing that throws me. Like, I'm not a mystery. Like, I've tried mysteries a couple of times, and they drive me nuts. So I'm like, no, I'll just wait till it all comes out, and then I can just do the whole chart, you know, at one time. So that was on the 11th. Albert, don't do that. And I already showed you the 12th. I already showed you the 13th, which was K is for key. I have not done the 14th yet, which is number 22, but by the next video, you'll see number 22. And then on the 15th, right, on the 15th, number 16 was called, and it was a whip or a new start associated with your favorite holiday. And I chose all of my Brrringo projects based on what I wanted to finish for the year of whips, so that I would get a head start on them. So for my favorite holiday, the only whip that I had in there that was a holiday, that showed like a holiday, was November, and it had a turkey on it. So I had to go with Thanksgiving. Christmas is actually my favorite holiday, but I didn't have a Christmas piece in my year of whips. So you're not going outside. I'm still recording. You have to wait. Plus, it is freezing outside. Like, it's only 10 degrees, 11 degrees or something ridiculous. No. And so, this is what November Cottage will look like. Here's a picture of where I was the last time you saw it. And here is where it is now. I have filled in the entire house. I know that this was needed to be filled in, and then this whole side of the house needed to be filled in. And I added the first part of the window here. I put in 160 stitches. I also put in these green leaves as I was trying to do some, you know, if I had green thread on my needle, and so I just was like, okay, wherever this green needs to go until it runs out. So that's where I am on that. This is being stitched on a 28 count beige Jobelin, and I'm using all of the called for DMC colors. I am going to go back, I believe, though, and use the called for color for the roof, if I can manage to do it without having to rip out the roof, the little pieces of the roof that I already, because I have in 3 sections of the 3 rows of the roof, but I like the way the roof looks on the chart. So I'm hoping I don't have to rip out a whole lot, but this is also going to be, again, on my year of whips, so you will be seeing it quite a bit. And I'm going to hope and pray that the fabric is big enough, because I don't know. But if it's not, like, I'm going to put in all the main pieces of it for, so I'm going to wait to put this on. I'm going to do all the main parts around the house first, and then put the November in, and then go to the top border, then come back to the bottom border, because I don't know if I cut the fabric too small, but I want the main pieces in. I can do without the bottom border, but I want the top border in, because it, I did not turn my phone off. So once I get to the November, if I still have enough room, I can, for me, I can either take or leave these two borders, but I definitely want all of the inside in on there. So I think I have enough to put the November and all of the other motifs on there, but I want to make sure that I do. So I know that probably was like, what are you talking about? But I want to make sure that I have all the main parts of the chart on the fabric before I start thinking about whether or not I need the border taken off. So that was November Cottage, and it is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I put in 160 stitches in that. For Brrringo, if you are new here, we have to put in 1 hour or 100 stitches. So that's why you will hear me say, like, I put in 104 stitches, or like that. Okay, give me 1 second, and I will be right back. So I have one more WIP that I would like to share with you. Yesterday was Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, and it was also the day that we celebrate his birthday. Usually his birthday is on the 15th, and we celebrate it on the 14th, or, you know, you get the day off from work. But I stitched for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and what I chose to stitch on was my WIPGO project, chosen by Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, Miss Denise, and it is Black Butterfly Sampler. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed you. And here is a picture of, and here's where I did get to. So I added DEFGHI. I also added the little crown and the start of the first butterfly on this page. I added 339 stitches to this yesterday. And so that is where I am. I am using, it is called Aurora Borealis. It is by Live and Die LA. And I'm using Rustic Black by Color and Cotton floss. It is a variegated floss, and it gives just enough variegation to where I feel like I don't need to use two different flosses. That's what Nori called for, who is Shaded Stitchery. She will be linked in the description box below. She has a Gumroads page. That's where she sells her charts at. And so I stitched on Black Butterfly Sampler on Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And those are all of my WIPs for this week. And now I have a surprise for you. I have a finish. If you can recall, I stated at the ending of December, and I know I still need to do, it's just time has gotten away from me. I still need to do a 2024 plans video, which I plan on doing that this week. Pardon me, because I believe that it's not too late for me to share with you what my plans are for 2024, because I'm still, like, in the back of my mind, I'm still playing around. They're due in 2 days, and I'm still playing around with the Year of WIP projects. So it's not, you know, it's not that I've forgotten or anything. It's just that it takes me a while to make a decision. Not take me a while to make a decision, but like some of these are really close already to being finished. Maybe I could put some other projects on my Year of WIPs that could get, you know, may not get finished, but could get pushed along further. With that being said, though, I decided that I was going to do 12 ornaments, 1 ornament a month for the year of 2024. And so I finished my first ornament. This is the Snowflake Spool. It was gifted to me by my friend Janelle of Coffee, Wine, and Stitching Time. And you can't see it, but I took 1 strand of a toile, and you can't see it in the camera, but I took 1 strand of a toile and went over the finishing leg so that I would have a little bit of sparkle. Oh, there you go. You can see it a little bit. I don't know why this thing, there it goes. I did change the color of the spool from the 598 and I made it 158. So I like that blue, silver, white color combination for winter and for Christmas. That's what my tree used to be, actually. So that's what I changed it to. So I have my first one finished for January. Hooray! Okay, I'm going to pause because my daughter needs to come downstairs, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that I have shown you my finish, I'm going to be doing a couple of different things. If you are a regular subscriber here, well, even if you're not a regular subscriber and you would like a say-so, I am going to, on my next video, I am going to be putting up 3 different ornaments, and I would like for you all to vote on the next ornament that I work on. They will be rather small, like this is. This was 27 by 27. Some of them will be small. Some of them will be this size. Some of them will be a little larger. But I'm really trying hard not to go over 50 by 50. Because I think that way it will give me a better chance to finish them within the month, on top of all of the other things that I'll be stitching on during the month. So I'll be giving you a vote. I will also be making that announcement over on my Instagram page. So that is where I stand with my monthly ornaments. Let me get all of this cleaned off because I have lots of gifts that I would like to share, and some I will be sharing pictures. Oh my goodness, what is the deal? I will be sharing pictures of everything at the end of my video. All of the brag table, I have pictures of the brag table, and I also took video of the brag table, so I'll be putting that in at the end of the video. But now I would like to share with you some of my, let me share my plans with you. So I'm going to stay on track with Brrringo. I need to make up, so far I need to make up 2 numbers for Brrringo. And one of them is the number 22, and one of them is number... I can't find it. Oh, number 22, I need to make up for. We get 5 days at the end of the month, and so I'm just moving forward. Like, I'm not trying to catch up right now. I will catch up at the end of the month. If I have more time during one of the mornings or even in the afternoon, evening, I can catch up then. Because I would really like to have those last 5 days of the month, just in case I need to work on my WIPGO project. So I still need to put in 1, and I believe it's 2. Yes, I need to do the one for the 14th, and I need to do the one for the 7th. So you know, that's 2. I'm okay with, and the one I may do right before, because I already did today's. No, I haven't done today's yet because I didn't get up this morning. So now I'm up to 3, which is not going to happen. So I will get caught back up rather quickly so that I can stay on track and have those 5 days at the end of the month to work on whatever I want to work on. So, okay, so let's jump into my investments. Oh, the other thing is I will be working on the Brrringo, and I will be focusing this week on black butterfly sampler. I still need to get in 300, a little over 300 stitches in order to have my 700 stitches for WIPGO. So I'll be working on that. So now I can go into my investments and my Stitchy kindness. I did receive lots of gifts at Stitch Away, and so I'll be sharing those with you. We're first going to go with what my own personal investments are. I signed up for the new, it is called WIPGO Club, and we received the February WIPGO. I received mine today. And so here is what it looks like. And this is the stamp. This is one part of it. They provided the greens, a little fake greenery, this card, and the papers to make the curls here. And I guess they did not give us a choice on the bow this year, because I got the white bow last year. So I may talk to somebody and see about painting my bows so that my bows match. I'm not for sure, because the bow in the picture is actually brown also. So I'm not for sure if they gave us an option for, last year we had the option of either a natural bow or a white painted bow. So I'm not for sure if that was not an option this year. I literally got up in the middle of the night, saw a message from some enabler, and signed up for the WIPGO Club in the middle of the night. So I don't know if maybe I missed the white bow part, but I'll be getting started on this like I did with the Life is Like a Bowl of. They'll come every month, and I will be working on them to get them filled. The finishing is a little different on them this year, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I also received, while I was at retreat, my Floss Fix by the Fat Quarter Shop. And those are the colors that are in this month's package. And I also received my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. And I get a 32 count natural. And this is called Mushroom Bold. Very light modeling on that, but that's pretty good. Very light modeling though. Maybe it's a little bit tinier, warmer than that, but it's pretty good. So those are my own personal investments. I also received, which is always better late than never, I received a Christmas card from my friends, Miss Sheila and EJ. It says happy holidays. These are super cute, ladies. I am loving them. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to do the same kind of thing next year with my own Christmas cards. So thank you so very much for thinking about me. I appreciate you both, you know that. So now I have stuff from the, let's go with the stuff, the items that were given to me. So I have this whole, I used my StitchCon bag for my gifts because I have a lot. So I received a whole, oh, I got more. I seem to be all over the place for some reason. I feel like I'm all over the place. So let me show you what else I purchased at the retreat. The bag got bent and now the chart got bent. So a lot of you saw where I purchased 2 needle minders. Keep Calm and Stitch On. And this pretty butterfly. And I have a turtle one that I'm going to be adding to my temperature turtle. That's another thing. I'll be starting, this week I'll be starting on temperature turtle. Now that we are halfway through the month, I figure, well, you know, I better get started on that or I'll be behind again. I also purchased, this is Respond with Love, and it is by Summer House Stitchworks. And I purchased some Heart and Hands. I love Heart and Hand, and so I purchased Imprints Love and Heart. Harvest Frill. And I am thinking that these will make some great little smalls. So that's Harvest Frills. She stitched these on 32 count also. Here is Seaside Frills. And here is Imprint Fa La 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 and Mary. And then you know, I'm a snowman person, so I saw this Amy Brucken Designs, and it is a stitch along. It is Jingle All the Way stitch along for 2023. I was not involved in the stitch along, but I saw this chart and I picked it up. And it even has the snowman's nose included in the chart. So I picked that up. And those were the items that I picked up from Stitchery in a little plaid bag. Okay. So then I had a friend, you all know her as the Wandering Stitcher, Liz. She was so excited and ecstatic when she learned that I was stitching on 46 count. She brought me a whole stash of 46 count, and she said to me, so this one is Fox and Rabbit, and it's called Mayflower. And I think my light is blowing this out. So this is Fox and Rabbit, and it's called Mayflower. So I'm going to have to find some great projects to put on these. This next one is called Straw. Now these are fabrics that she likes. I don't know what I like. She just was giving me some different fabrics to try out, because fabrics are expensive, and if you don't care for them, then you're putting them on stash unload and all that stuff. But this is a Fox and Rabbit Hog Bristle, which is very pretty. I think this is the one. This is XJU Designs Brown Sand. And the camera is not doing this fabric any justice whatsoever. It is gorgeous. This next one is Fox and Rabbit, and it's Saltbush. And this is Needle and Flax, and it's called Eastwick. And it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Like, it is being totally blown out, but it is gorgeous. It's got hints of brown in it. It's got hints of purple, gray. Like, it is gorgeous. So thank you so very much, Liz. You know how much I appreciate it. We were together at the retreat. So I've already thanked her a bazillion times. And I am so grateful for you and your friendship, not just for the fabric, but because you are my friend. So I appreciate you. And now I'm going to have to get those put into my little bags and get them hung up so that they are not damaged. I had someone went to the freebie table. So I very rarely have to go to a freebie table at a retreat. I don't know who does it. Well, they do it. Some people bring me stuff and say, look at this, do you want this? But then I would get up and come back and have charts laying on my chair, and I'll share those with you. But this was a full kit on the freebie table, and so I picked that. Somebody picked it up and brought it to me because they know I love snowflakes. And I have never done a beads, all beads by Mill Hill. So I'm looking forward to doing this. This might be one of my ornaments to try. My friend Tiffany for my birthday made me a whole set of thinking of you cards. Someone brought me a piece of fabric off the freebie table and just, it was, that'll make a nice wintry sky. So that was on the freebie table and somebody just gave it to me. I was not at my chair. I don't know who put it there, but I'm thankful, and it'll go, I'll do the count for it and put it away. Then my friend Annette brought me 2 pieces of fabric, both 28 count Lugana. This one is called Elegance. And the purple is there we go. The purple is actually a little deeper than that. She brought them all nicely folded on boards and everything. I was like, man. And then this next one is that she brought for me. You know what? I should just, no, don't do that. I'm going to just put it over here on the side for a minute. The next piece that she also gave me was a 28 count linen mocha by Stitch Me. So thank you, Annette. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we got to see each other, and hopefully we'll see each other again really soon. Okay. So then my friend Miss Jan, she is a finisher at Keepsakes, gave me this little dish. So thank you, Miss Jan. I appreciate that. Oh, these are some. So here are some tomato. Isn't this cute? If I ever stitch a tomato pattern, I'm going to use these. These are tomato floss keeps. And it even has a tomato thread bling on it. With a scissor. With a little stork scissory thing. And then some more floss keeps. These were also given to me by Annette. And then this was on the freebie table. And it's a cassette. And I'm going to cut the back off of it and make it into a needle minder because I think it's super cute. And then I received these cute little cardinal. This is from Erin, the stitching nurse. These cute cardinal floss tags. And then off the freebie table, there was a scissor keep. And you put the scissors on here and then they just stick down in there. And then there was that someone made, and it is so cute. So I picked these up so that I can see how they were made, because these would make little cute finishing items to put on finishes, is what I mean to say. Somebody provided me with a strawberry, which I'm going to make a tomato, and I'm going to tie this strawberry onto that tomato. My friend, Georgia Girl Stitches, Megan, her and her mom came up for Stitch Away, and she brought me this very pretty purple wine glass. So thank you, Megan. I love it. You know I love it. We were together for 3 days, so she already knows that I love it. And then there was a lady at the retreat. Her name, there were two of them. One's name was Beth and the other name Karen. And they made little bags for all of us. So they made these little bags. Everyone in the room received a little bag. And inside the little bag, it had little breath mints. So super, super, super cute. I don't know that they watch me or not, but we all thanked them. I mean, just beautiful little bags. And they had them made out of all different color fabrics and everything. So this was super cute. And I'm going to pack it in my to-go when I go to retreats and everything. So I'll have me a little bag, a little baggie to put my orts and stuff in. Okay. Liz, the Wandering Stitcher, also provided a little chart. Yep, it's a, and she provided, the only thing she didn't provide was the fabric for it. She provided the floss and the chart and two little mint candies. I'm glad I saw that. I need to take these out of this bag. So I'll be working on that. It's actually a Valentine's Day chart. So, yeah, it was a freebie. It was a freebie by the Scarlet House. And so she provided us with the floss. And all we have to provide is the fabric. So that's super cute. Maybe I could do that as my February ornament. And then my friend Rose gave me this cute little bag, and it had in it these super duper cute socks with the little ears and everything. I think it's a dog. A puppy. And then there was a pair of these little scissors that everybody loves, and a purple floss, which is $5.50, one of my faves. And then my friend Jen gave me these cute butterfly coasters. I mean, my friends just know me, okay? It's great when you just have, you don't have to say anything. Your people know you. Your people know you. They get you. They buy for you. It's great. One more bag, and then I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I will be finished. So, I received this cute little bag. It's got snowflakes all over it. And I do not recall the lady's name. Oh, it's on here, I think. So she made these little glasses. It's got this little ball of felted wool. It's a wool ball. She made these pickers. Isn't that pretty? So this is going to sit out now because it's winter time. In the winter time. There's a scissor fob, so I'm going to change my scissor fob out from the turtle one and put on the snowflake through winter. And that was given to me by Anna Marie, who was an attendee at the retreat. Then I received from Lauren, I think her name is, this cute little Stitch Away cup. She made these. She's from California. So I'm going to sit that up on my shelf. And then my friend Tiffany, the one who made me the cards, also made me, she gave me this great pen that we used to use back in the 80s when we can write in different colors. I love this pen, so I'm going to be using that in my book. And then she made me this cute little snowman. And I love it. She put in there a Stitch Me silk and a pair of little scissors with flowers all over them. She also made me a little frog soap, or I don't know if she made it or if she found it. Yeah, it just says Ocean Breeze Glycerin Soap, but it's in the shape of a frog. And then Miss Susan's daughter, Caroline, gave me a bunch of her needle. This is her needle point, where she's done the needle point for it. And she made them into floss tags. And I think that is about all. Let me show you one other thing. This is the freebie for, not freebie, but this was the Friday night gift from Beth Seal. So we have all of the finishing kit for it. This is called to be stitched on a 40 count fabric, and I already have 40 count fabric, so I did not purchase any more fabric for it, but we did receive all of the finishing. So here's the fabric for it, here's the batting, the circles, the mat board circles for finishing it in a small. We also received the rickrack, and we received we received all the pins to put around the outside, and we received this corner gauge with the design on it. So that will be fun to do. Someone also, I don't know if this came in there or if someone made it for me, but it's a little floss ring with a tomato on it. And then I got some purple floss tags. Somebody gave me purple floss tags. Like, just the abundance and love and all the gifts and all the things. Like, it just does your heart so good when you have friends who get you and know you, and it has been wonderful. The last thing that I wanted to share with you was someone at the retreat, or maybe quite a few someones, either watch my videos and know, but I came back to my chair on several occasions. I have a stack of stuff off of the freebie table, but I'm not going to go through all of it. Let me hit the high points for you, or the ones that are my favorites. So this Punch Needle and Primitive magazine, I wanted to stitch this right here because I do beach themed things, and so fish are in the ocean. Also, now that I have taken up Punch Needle, I'm going to be looking through these magazines to see if there are Punch Needle projects that I would like to work on. There were several Bent Creek patterns that I picked up or were gifted to me. People would bring them to me. I actually picked this up. It is a Sit for a Spell. It is a Halloween chart. I've decided this year that I will be picking up Halloween charts in order to provide you, my dear subscribers, with whatever you would like to stitch on. So during the month of September, I'm thinking maybe August, I will start passing out some Halloween charts. So I need to pick up some Halloween charts in order to pass them out. And there was this Erin Elizabeth Designs chart there. Shepherd's Bush. One of my favorite ones that I found is this Alma Lynn Designs, and it's called Shortening Bread, and I am so going to stitch her. She is not as big as what she looks. They actually, let me see if I can find her in here. They actually stitched her two different ways. They stitched her on regular cloth, and then they stitched her and made her into a pillow. So there she is on the clock face in an oval. And then here she is again made into a giant pillow. This size is 11 count, Ada, and I can't remember what this size is, but she's not as big as what she looks or appears to be. So I'm going to be stitching her to add her to my repertoire. Her name is Miss Susie. And so that's what I will be stitching on her. I should have probably started her yesterday, but couldn't start nothing yesterday. Yeah, if you do her on 22 count, which I'd probably do her on, I don't know yet, a 36 count. Anyway, she is gorgeous, and I am going to be doing her. And there's several others. So it says hospitality served here. I don't know that I'll be putting that one there, but so everybody that knows me knows that I am a collector of Rosewood Manor. Not that I'm going to stitch everyone that I get, but that I adore Miss Karen Kluba, and I have started collecting as many of her charts as I possibly can find. I literally came back to my chairs all these times to find Rosewood Manor charts sitting in the chair. So the first one that I received was ABC. Well, it's not the first one, but one of them that I received is ABC Tapestry. And this chart is 290 by 690. Each individual motif is 70 by 90. So if I wanted to do, like, my son's name starts with an R, I could just go in and pull the R. Both my son's names are R's. So I could pull the R, but they're roosters, and my daughter's name starts with an M, so I could do the M for my daughter, and then I could do the K for myself, because I would never stitch this whole thing, but pieces and parts of it I could. So then I also came back to my chair, and Stars in the Pines was sitting in my desk at my chair. And this is individual also, and it looks as though they are anywhere between 50 and 50 and 60 and 60. 60 by 60, 50 by 50. Fabric used 10 by 10 piece of Zoligar 28 count. Oh, okay. So I really, really do like this. And one of these might be my ornament, because these are all trees. If you turn it, you know, like that's a tree. That's a tree. They're all trees. So that could potentially be one of my ornaments for the year. Independence Square. Tumbling Rose, which Miss Shelia is working on. I came back to these sitting in my chair. I did not pull these from the, and this is a 2020. The Golden Rule. I think I have this one already, but I'm going to check before I let it go. And it's going to take me a long time to collect all of her charts. I mean, this is her chart list. So I need to make a copy of this and like start highlighting which ones I have, because I have several of them. And out of all of them, this one is my favorite. It says Christmas Blues, and it actually has Christmas ornaments on there. And this is from 2011. So those were some of what I brought back. The freebie table was jam-packed full of good stuff. That is just a small portion of what I received. But we are at 1 hour and 30 minutes, and so I think that will be great. I will be tacking on the brag table video at the end of this, so please stay tuned to that, and I will see you next week. Have a good week, everyone. Take care. Bye.